Hey Ballers, it's your favorite host, Treasure Diggins, with Ballerz Story. And today's unheard of athlete, he balled in a few other sports before finding his purpose and his passion in his main sport. But before we get into the interview, I have on a t-shirt that I cut up, by the way, from Life and Souls. So make sure you guys shop Life and Souls. Now let's get into the conversation. Hey Ballers, I have the unheard of baller.
Erick Martin Kelly. Nice to meet y'all. How y'all doing?
So Eric, where are you from and what sport do you play?
I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I run track and field.
So Eric, what did you write on the chalkboard?
So obviously, my name is Erick. I am a
Eric
dog.
Star.
Erick Star. Because I'm a star. I am a dog. You gotta be confident in, what you do. Without confidence, you can't really, be great. So, I like to call myself a dog. I gotta be better than everybody else. And then my message is, staying faithful to the grind. If you don't, stay focused on grinding, keep your head down and do what you need to do, you won't get far. You gotta stay dedicated to the game. Just do what you gotta do.
And did you experience that?
I did. Specifically today, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, today we had a long practice, so I had to stay dedicated to the grind, and it's gonna get me far. God willing.
So how was your practice today?
Today, so for most of the season, I've been kind of just doing a lot of calm workouts. But today they wanted to up my, like you say, velocity. So we ran a lot faster than we normally do, and a lot longer. We had broken 700s, which is a 300, 30 seconds, a 200, 30 seconds, and then another 200. And they gotta be fast. So yeah, I died today.
Oh dang.
It was pretty hectic.
And what time was this?
This was at 5:30 in the morning. If you know anything about Miami, Flamingo Park and Miami Beach, we were there 5:30 in the morning until like 8 o'clock.
Dang.
Yeah, it was killer, for sure.
Wow. I'm sorry. Like, I honestly can't imagine waking up that early, working out for that long, and then you gotta take a bus there and back.
Exactly.
Then you got classes.
I don't know how I do that. I'm not gonna
Nah,
lie.
me either.
I wasn't expecting to have to come to college and wake up that early. The earliest I ever had to wake up was like 6 o'clock. We had 6 o'clock football practice back in the day, but that's old stuff. So it's crazy.
Yeah, we'll get into that college life in a second.
We'll get that later.
When did you first start playing sports, and what sports were you introduced to?
Okay, so growing up, I was raised with my big cousin, Glenn. He's 6 years older than me, so he was a kind of role model to me and my younger cousin. So he played football, he played basketball, he ran track and did gymnastics. So seeing those sports, we kind of just wanted to do all of it. The first sport I was enrolled in was football. I played flag football for like 4 years, all the way up to like middle school. And that was my first sport. That was my first love for sure. I played running back and wide receiver. So I wish I could go back sometimes.
Why?
I don't know. Life was much simpler when you're a kid, Going to practice, you had to go to practice every Wednesday. Had a game every Saturday. Every time you win, you get a medal.
Oh.
And being I would say I was a star athlete on the team. Being that guy, it's a lot of aura that comes into it. It was fun.
So besides your little grind, practice every Wednesday and having games, is there anything else you remember from when you were younger?
You know, football. I played a little soccer. My mom, she wasn't a big fan of football, so she wanted me to do something else that wasn't the norm, I guess. So she had me do soccer. I played for the Milwaukee youth team, which is my hometown, and that was fun. They kind of just taught us the fundamentals of soccer. We did a lot of conditioning, learned how to dribble, little things like that. We played a lot of games. We were awarded, just like a little basic summer camp, if you call it that.
Okay.
But that was pretty much it outside of football. I was trash at basketball at that time. Didn't know how to dribble the ball for real. Couldn't shoot. Barely could hold the ball. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So how were you during the games? You were playing. You wasn't
Oh, I was hyped. Best believe. At the time, I played more so running back than anything because kids, we can't really catch for real.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to give me the ball and you'd be like, run. And I used to just go run and score. And the funniest memory I have was I scored a touchdown one time.
Mm-hmm.
And before, I ran everybody. I got to the touchdown, turned around, hit a moonwalk into the touchdown.
Oh, wait.
We was hyped. I was showboating. They took my touchdown away.
How?
Yeah.
Why?
because it was a flag. It was a,
Oh.
unsportsmanlike conduct, if you
So
will.
they took the points away?
They took the points away.
Oh.
I got yelled at. Mind you, this is a 6-year-old boy. I got yelled at. I was sad, but at the same time, I was like, I could just get that touchdown.
Yeah.
It was like
Exactly.
that's all I thought of it as.
So when did you first officially decide you wanted to do track? Because if you're playing other sports, football is hype, basketball is hype, but
Yeah.
don't want to say like you weren't that good at it, but really wasn't for you. So how
Yeah.
did you find your love and passion for track?
Well, I have been running track as like a little side option. Like, everybody, like all the athletes normally go try another sport when their main sport's done.
Yeah.
So that was track for me for a long time. It wasn't until junior year that I realized that I should probably just, focus on track, because I ended up realizing I was actually pretty good. Sophomore year, I won the regionals. Well, I was a regional champion for the 400 hurdles in South Carolina. So, that kind of showed me how good I was. Then I just kept going with it, and by no time I felt like I was just one of the best in the city at that time. I said, might as well just keep going with it. Yeah, that's when I realized, junior year, until when I transferred to my new school for senior year.
Okay, so let's go back to when you were a freshman.
Okay.
You were super geeked up. You were super geeked up about the football season. Then you had an injury.
Ooh, yeah. So freshman year, all freshmen are pretty childish, I might say. We do dumb things, but me and my best friends, we were all in the gym one day just playing football, and ironically, we were playing football. I was running past my friend. He kind of pushed me a little bit, and my finger got stuck in the bleachers, and it snapped in half. Should I show him?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but like, that's the stitches that came from it. But yeah, I was out for the whole season just about. I tried to play it off. I had a cast on for most of it, but as a wide receiver, it's really hard to kind of catch the ball with a cast. I made it work a little bit, but ultimately, being in the game, it wouldn't have done any good. Probably would have hurt it more if anything. So I just took that season off and focused on other things.
So focusing on other things, but like let's focus on you. How was your mental health? Like, did you think you would still continue a career in football?
Truthfully, it got rough. I'm not gonna lie. Freshman year, I really did. Coming into high school, the dream was to kind of, try out for the team, make the team, be that star baller. Every dream every kid probably has when it comes to sports. They think they just come in and do their biggest one. That's what I was thinking, but not being able to do that, it did hurt. I was probably really sad and depressed about it for a few months. I'm not gonna lie, until basketball season came.
Yeah.
And my friends, they convinced me to try out for the team. We all did, and we all made the team. We made the freshman team, which we were number 1 in the city.
Oh.
And it helped out. It helped out a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it made me happy. Basketball season was cool. Shout out to all my hoopers, including you. Y'all got that one. Talk about suicides every day. It's not for me. But yeah, basketball season came through for real.
Okay. And then when the season was over, you were still thinking about track?
It came to a time. The track season had already started. I didn't come to like towards the end of the season due to like some grade issues I was going through. Got my grades back up though. But yeah, once I came to the team, they put me in the hurdles and pole vault. So pole vault, I've never even seen such a thing at the time, and they kind of just taught me how to do it, and it was fun. I was just enjoying my time as a freshman on the team. And then the 400 hurdles was good. I did decently well, I must say. At that time, it wasn't a focus though. It was just out there to just be, have fun with your friends and stuff, like a little backup plan.
Did you ever see yourself continuing to to compete in track?
I did not, honestly. Growing up, I always saw myself as like the fastest kid, in the neighborhood and whatnot. And, that got to the ego or whatnot. But like, once you start running against people who actually run track and, they know the fundamentals of it, you realize there's different types of speed. There's a difference between quickness and being actually fast. And, seeing that difference, it kind of, I wouldn't say discouraged me, but it made me realize I really don't care for the sport as much. At the time, I didn't care for it as much as I wanted to. But that changed for the better. For the better.
So can you talk about the fundamentals in track? Because like people like me, even though I ran track before, but people like me and the people watching probably wouldn't understand the fundamentals.
Okay, so just like every other sport, you got your little things. Like for example, basketball, you got your handles, you got your, defense. shooting skills, all that stuff. That comes into play. For track, it's pretty similar, except we focus on mechanics of how your legs are putting force into the ground, how your arms are coming into play, like the way they swing, little things like the projection of your body. For example, sprinters, when they get out of the blocks, when they start, they have to kind of be on the angle going that way, not up. Because if you go up, you're not really getting anywhere.
Wait, what angle?
Normally the angle, you want to have it like let's say, like this.
So like they're like...
Basically, it's like they're falling, if you want to say.
Oh.
So like when they start, the projection is as if they're following / running at the same time.
Okay.
And it's basically the idea to make them push forward rather than like, just run.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So little things like that, those things come into play and you just work on it.
Is there anything else you want to share about like track that's like people don't really know about? Or no?
No, not really. I feel like everybody knows it's one of those sports you got to really grind on. It's going to make you tired a lot, but for the most part, track is very self-explanatory. You work on your body, complete fitness, and that's about it.
Okay. So when I ran track in the 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I did indoor.
Okay.
I don't even know if
That's
it was
fun.
like a whole season or not. I just know I was there for like some time. But
did you get any medals?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So slight, I feel you.
But I ran the 400 and the... Yeah.
In 4th grade? They would have never...
Maybe it was a relay.
Okay.
No, I actually did run the 400.
They would have never made me run that in 4th grade. They would have had to fight me for that one.
It was indoors.
In 4th grade, you know how many... That looked like 400 meters to a 4th grade. How tall were you in 4th grade?
Maybe like 4'6". I don't know. I was short.
4'6" in 4th grade. I know that looked long.
It was.
It was. It's long to me now, so I can only imagine.
But it's indoor. It's a difference.
Indoor is a double lap. Unless they had like a big track, like the full size inside.
Yeah.
Okay, see, it still looked long.
It was long. I was out of breath by like...
I'd be tired now. Don't worry about it. Everybody be tired after 4. That's one of those races.
But it was fun, and I did relay. That was fun too.
Relay is always fun, especially like getting that chemistry. I feel like having a team makes everything better. Mm-hmm. Working with them, playing a part with them. It always makes things easier to think about, easier to handle.
Yeah.
So yeah, relay is always fun.
And I know it's really fun for you for when you're when someone's like ahead of you and you gotta get them, catch them.
I feel like I'm catching the prey for real. Like I'm a predator. No, like my experience with this was my senior year. We had a 4x4 relay, and I was used to getting the baton. I'm an anchor, so I'm the last leg, meaning I'm the last person to run. And I'm used to being like our team already being the lead, so I just gotta hold that and finish. But this one time we were at a meet in our city, and we were in 2nd place for some odd reason, and I had to just go get the person. Like he had like a 50-meter head start. I just remember like I got out and I seen like the progression that I was catching up to him, and it just the energy there just had me feeling like a monster. Like I was like, I'm finna get that boy without a doubt, and I got him. And after I got him, team was hyped. And the 4x4 got the most energy out of all the events. So like when everybody watching the 4x4, they cheering on their team, they yelling at the full of their lungs, finna be out of their voices tomorrow, but like it's worth it. So all I hear is my teammates yelling, like, go Erick, go Erick, It's a good feeling for sure.
It's
Great
a
energy.
Different type of feeling too.
For sure. It's like I could equivalent to like buzzer beater shot in the game.
Yeah.
Like, you make that John and the whole team come out the stands, whole team come out their seats, come hype you up,
But it's like more intentional. It's more
It's like you got to do it. Like you have to, or you lose the race.
Yeah.
It's like my coach say this thing: kill or be killed, or eat or be eaten. You probably heard it in different forms, but that's just the truth. Either you gonna do it or they gonna do it to you. Exactly.
So how did this transition into your sophomore season?
Okay, so going into my sophomore season, we had summer training for football. That was every morning at 6, which was really fun. Waking up to ground with the brothers, every day. It was a blast. I can't even lie. We did things like conditioning. It was hard, but again, when you have your teammates, picking you up, helping you go forth, it's a lot easier. And it's just, you build a companionship, build a brotherhood with them, which is the best thing you could ever ask for sure. So those mornings was great, and afterwards we play a little one-on-ones. I have the routes, so they couldn't guard me, but shout out to my brothers. But that was the summer, and then coming into the school year, football season started. I played for a majority of the season, until, unfortunately, I had to move to South Carolina. My father ended up getting a job, so we ended up moving down there with him. And it was a good change, but at the same time, it was sad. You know, I was leaving my brothers, leaving my best friends and all that. You know, the people I was going to miss, people I grew up with, they was all going to be back home. So I was sad I didn't get to finish the season, which was a bummer too, because that season was going to be great. But it was all good, you know, God's plan.
Yeah.
We moved to Florence, South Carolina. And yeah, when I got there, football season was already done. Basketball season had already started down there. You know, their team was already made up, and I didn't feel like trying out. I didn't even want to play anymore. But yeah, track season came around. I said, why not try out for the team?
I got some history.
See. But like, you know, I came out there. We had like preseason training, which was really cool. I got the opportunity to meet the coaches, the other teammates I would have, basically the people who are already on the team. And we trained and we grinded, just got, you know, ready for the season. And lucky for me, because I, you know, showed face and got to meet everybody, I was basically already on the team. So when tryouts came, it was kind of just like, you've been here, you know what the deal is, you're on the team. Again, I'm a 400 hurdler, so I got one of those races that nobody want to do. That's a dog's race. And yeah, season came. That's why I'm a dog. You know, season came, and it started off slow, but I progressively got better and better, which was really good to see. You know, progression is a good thing to have in your sport.
PR?
I got a lot of PRs, yeah, technically. So yeah, that's what we call it. A PR is basically personal record, personal best. In hoop terms, it's a records high or game high.
Career high.
My fault, career high. And yeah, so basically I kept having PRs, which felt really good. And then regionals came around. Regionals was a meet that I wasn't expected to win because there was other people who were faster than me. But I didn't let that get to my head, you know.
So, by the way, who are you competing against in regionals?
Okay, I know one, Gage Herring. That's one of my teammates who's also really fast. At that time, he had a faster time than me, but I don't know, he couldn't beat me. Like, he had a faster time than me racing against other people, but he just couldn't beat me. So, really, I was faster. Shout out Gage. And we raced against like other people in our region. Many of the people I didn't know because they were from other schools like Myrtle Beach, you know. But then there was one guy, his name was like Davion Harris or something like that, and he went to the school like our rivalry school. He was an op. We had to handle that, and they were expecting him to win. He ran like 59, 58, and the race came, and the race started off good, and then out of nowhere I just felt like this, you know, random extra power, and I finished the race. I came in first, and I was hyped. I'm talking about like screaming all over the track, running all over the track. It was like, coach had to calm me down, but we was lit. Whole team was lit after that. So it was a great time, you know. Winning regionals, like I got a trophy and a medal, so it was a blessing for sure.
Yeah. What did you finish? Like, what was your time?
At that time, it was like a minute 2, which is completely road to me now, looking back at it. But for a sophomore who just started, you know, running for real, I'd say that was decent.
Yeah.
You know.
Give yourself credit. You won too.
I take it. So yeah, I have fun. That's all that matters. You know, we had a ball running. I won. So yeah, 2023, you know, 2022 regional champ. Yeah.
This one. What were your thoughts and goals coming into your junior season after winning the 300 hurdle? Wait, was that right?
400 hurdle.
400. Oh my.
Hey, don't worry about it. It's the same thing basically, just extra 100 meters.
It's because I have wrote down 300, but I think you said it was out of like 30.
Yeah,
something.
it's like
I got confused.
I think you might have said 300 because in Milwaukee they do the 300, and then in like southern states they do the 400. So it's weird. It's all about weather. So they don't like us doing 400 because they say it's gonna make someone get injured because
the latitude, longitude.
Yeah, something like that. It's the most dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's so extra, bro.
What were you getting ready for coming into your junior season after winning the 400? And, you know, you're pumped, you're hype. What were your plans?
So, honestly, even though, you know, track season went really well, sophomore season, it was in the back of my mind like, hey, well, track going good, come back to track next year. But ultimately, it was still football. You know, football is all I really cared about, honestly. So I started getting ready for football. You know, I tried out for the team that I was at the moment in South Carolina. They had a process where if you came out for summer training, you basically were on the team. So as you see, like all their sports are like summer training based. If you come out to summer training or preseason training, you're on the team. So yeah, I was on the preseason team. We did summer training all summer. We went on 7-on-7 trips. We went to a few schools like Coastal Carolina and USC. We had 7-on-7 tournaments there, and we did good. I scored a few touchdowns at each event, which was really, just felt good to see like the training coming through. Seeing I can actually score at this type of level. At this point, it's varsity. I'm not getting the time I want, or like the minutes I wanted to see. But at that time, I was an undersized, athlete. I was a slot receiver, meaning I was a smaller receiver, basically. I did like the little routes to either get quick yards or basically to, kind of allow my other receivers get the, what they need to do. But yeah, so I was a small receiver, very undersized, very underweight. So it was rare that I touched the field, to be honest. I guess they were fearing I would get hit, get hurt. Who knows? Most athletes, most coaches don't want to see a small athlete. That's just the reality of it. And then, unfortunately, mid-season again, I had to move again. We moved to Tallahassee, Florida, north of here. And that's when I just decided to just focus on track. So that was the end of my, football career. I decided football was just not for me, which was a hard decision, honestly. It took a long time to like kind of come to that conclusion, but ultimately it was for the better, or else I wouldn't be here.
I'm not gonna lie, like knowing your sport is ending, whether you make that decision or not is a hard decision. It's like grieving in a way.
It is grieving. Regardless of how like you come to terms with it, it still does. You still feel it,
So what were you feeling or thinking besides the grieving and feeling like sad and bad about it? Was there any light at the end of that tunnel?
For sure. I think in the back of my mind it was like, growing up we were always told, don't rely on one thing or don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Or like have a backup plan basically. And for me, that backup plan was track. Realizing how good I was at track or the potential I had at track, it was kind of just like, well, it's not the end of the world. I still can be an athlete. I can still put my athletic abilities to use. And that's when I, came to that final decision, let's go all in with track. So summer of junior year ends, summer comes, I do AAU for the first time ever. And the coach I was with, Coach Nance, he got me right. And Coach Hutch, shout out to him too. But yeah, Coach Nance, he got me right. They got me together. They got me focused. For the most part, I did a lot of training, but that summer season didn't go as well as I wanted to. There was progression, but not the progression I wanted. It was kind of odd. I wasn't doing what I was used to doing, winning races. So, the courage was a little bit down. But towards the end of the season, Coach Nance, he let me know that he is a coach at a local high school near, in the city, Rutgers High School. He told me if I come there, he'll get me right for college, get my times dropped and get me through the process. So, I took that leap of faith. I came there and they got me right. Senior season was a blessing. It was great.
So how were you introduced to the AAU team? And can you say what the AAU team was?
Okay, so if you know this team, shout out to you. But Tallahassee Speed Elite, that's the name of the team. The head coach is Coach Hutch, shout out to him. And then Coach Tiffany, she was my main coach in terms of hurdles. But basically, the way I came across this team was ironically, right after I made that decision, I talked to my mom. I said, I think I'm going to take track serious. She told me find a team. I went online, just searching on Tallahassee pages and stuff, and I came across that. The other team I came across was Zoom Elite or Tallahassee Zoom.
Okay.
I think you know about that.
No.
No. If you know, okay, Zoom is like a worldwide team, which has its own teams in like each city, I could say, like each big city.
In Florida.
All over. So I think there's a Zoom in Wisconsin, there's a Zoom in many different places, but they just have their own local like teams. For example, so they have a Tallahassee Zoom. Now everybody went to Zoom. Yeah, they was fast or whatever, but that team was more known. It was an older team. It's been around longer. It has a lot of blood and skin in the game. Whereas our team, it was still new. It was still fresh. Get in there. I'm ultimately happy that I was there. I came out to meet the coach. They let me practice first day. I was not in shape.
Oh.
I was not in shape. I'm pretty sure we had like tempo 4s that day.
What is that?
Basically, so it's one lap around the whole track, right? But it's at like it's not a fast pace, but it's at a fast and comfortable like pace. So basically it's like, okay, think of your fastest, then think of like 10% less than that, 10, 20% less than that. That's where we kind of were at. And I was running with, those are my best friends now, but at the time it was just people I just had met, Ty and Markai. It was rolling me, man. It was whooping my eye. It was rolling me, man. It was giving me that work. But I got to it. more and more. The training went well. You know, I got stronger in the legs. I got healthier, ate healthier foods. You know, started eating more fruit. You know, drinking more water, staying hydrated. And ultimately, by the end of the season, you know, I felt confident in what I could become.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. And then, you know, senior season came.
Before we get into that senior season, though, what would you say was the main difference between running in high school and then joining the AAU?
Ooh.
Because we didn't talk about, like, you know, getting your butt whooped. You know, you won.
Ooh.
Then, you know, AAU come.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. So let's start with winning to losing. So like going from winning, you know, your confidence at an all-time high. You're like, nobody can mess with me. You know, like, I'm this guy, I'm that dog. To like, dang, I'm getting tore up. That's a big jump. That's going from like, start at the top, going to the bottom. Like, it sucks. Because ultimately, you could be discouraged or you could just keep going. Luckily for me, I had the people around me to like help me keep going. But it was hard, I'm not gonna lie. You know, like seeing that you were losing every week, not doing what you want to do, it sucks, it's irritating. But you gotta stick with it.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta be faithful to, you know, to the grind. Because if you don't, where you gonna go? Not up.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So were there moments or times during that season you probably thought, like, you know, I just need to do more to not maybe like get to where they're at, but like exceed?
Positive. So
Or see yourself back to where you
like
were.
ground one, yeah. So yeah, there was a lot. Like it came to a point where I realized I just wasn't doing enough, and I was asking myself, like, I'm not stretching enough. Am I not eating healthy? And looking back at it, at that time, I wasn't eating healthy. I was eating like Wendy's every 3 days. Uber
But you
Eats.
run, so you could just burn that metabolism.
But the thing is, as a runner, like, you got to eat healthy and fuel your body right. So like when you do run, your body feels good enough to run, you know?
Oh.
And at that time, I wasn't doing that. So like, I was eating unhealthy. I wasn't stretching. You know, I wasn't taking care of my body as I should have. And it was biting me in the butt, to be honest. Like, it was getting me real bad. And, you know, thank God, eventually I finally got it together. And when I got it together, days got easier, you know? It was still hard, but I was able to get through the days.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be tired regardless, but it was, like, doable. But, yeah, for the most part, you know, some days I just wish I could grind harder. And, you know, sometimes you compare
Yeah.
to other people, you know, around you. But, you know, comparison is a thief of joy. So, like, you got to just focus on yourself. The grass is green on your side. Just let God do the work, you know?
Yes.
That was it for sure.
So would you say, like, if you're like maybe practicing with your friends and y'all are racing against each other and they don't do as good, would you be able to tell they're slacking, like they're probably eating bad, not stretching? Like, is it that obvious?
It depends. Like, if I see, okay, like, for example, I would say, like, for me, you know, you train with these people every day. So if I can tell that they're training, because I can tell when I feel better versus when I'm just me and they're getting worse. So, like, some days I could feel like, oh, I'm just that. I just feel, like, really good today. Today's going to be a great day. And I'll go out and beat them or whatever. But some days I could tell, like, I'm just still me. I'm not feeling the best. But I'm still doing, in no terms, I guess, better than them. I could tell, like, they're doing something wrong. They might not have went to sleep. In Tallahassee, there's a lot of parties. So, you know, pretty sure some of my brothers used to go out or whatnot. You know, I'm not going to snitch on them or nothing, but...
I mean, it don't matter.
But yeah,
nah,
like, my people used to, yeah, we grown now, but like, you know, my dogs used to go out and do what they do at the parties, and I could tell when they came back that it was a problem. Like, they come back all sad and depressed. I'd be like, what's wrong?
I'm not gonna lie, I heard Tallahassee is boring. Like, there's nothing around there.
It is, but the thing is, at the prime age of like 17, 18, up to like the college years, there's a lot of FAMU parties.
Family?
FAMU.
Oh, yeah.
So okay, this is debatable, but there's two colleges.
Oh.
See, there's two colleges in Tallahassee. There's FSU, there's FAMU. Go Rattlers. FAMU is up.
Exactly.
We don't mess with FSU right here, but yeah, FAMU, they throw a lot of, you know, parties. Obviously, they got homecoming. When they have homecoming, it goes down. 2 weeks and a half events just happening. You know, there's different things to go. They be having concerts. You know, little like whole block full of like vendors and stuff. You know, music, just a good time. You know, being around the other people.
Yeah.
But you know, they used to go out to those events religiously. I stay home. Homebody. I'm a homebody for sure. And yeah, but when them events came around, you could hear the music because the track that we practice at is right next door to where the events is.
Oh.
So like we would be hearing it, and after practice, immediately they would shower and come back and go to the party. And I just be like, y'all got it, bro. I probably popped out to like, at this point, I stopped going to the events. And I probably would pop out like one every now and then, see what they was up to. Not for my joy, but like, it was cool. But yeah, some days I could tell they was slacking, just a little bit. But they would get back on it, you know. They understand if I'm grinding, they can grind too, so.
So let's say if you were like to slack or mess up now, not eating the most healthiest food, would you be able to feel the difference when you're running?
Right now? Oh, for sure.
Oh.
I'm gonna snitch on myself. I just ate a cookie and a pack of Skittles.
I'm thinking you about to say McDonald's or something.
Nah. I literally just ate, like prior to this, you saw me, I was eating that pack of Skittles and that cookie. It's gonna bite me in the butt tomorrow if I don't eat better tonight or drink some water. So like, ultimately, if I don't eat well or I don't eat enough, the next day, the way my body feels when it wakes up will be a little bit more sluggish, you know, less energetic. Energy is a real thing, you know. You probably know, like, going to practice having energy versus going to practice like, oh, I don't want to do this. It brings two different outcomes, you know?
Yeah. So let's say if you were to eat healthy. Actually, forget that. No, I'm just like flabbergasted because you said cookies and the Skittles. I'm thinking you're going to say you had a Big Mac.
Nah, I was eating in the diner. I actually didn't eat nothing today except that cookie and the Skittles. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's not good.
But you know, like people that are athletes, aren't athletes, they do that. And you know,
it's crazy to think about.
Like, yeah, but like you're tracking, you could feel it. People like live their everyday lives like this.
And just be busting down a
don't even go to
double
the gym.
cheeseburger. Say, I'm gonna lay in bed today. Nah, I mean, you know, to each of their own. You know, everybody has their own thing. But for me, I think it's really, you know, I'm Christian. You know, as a growing, you know, believer, I've learned that one way we can honor God is through our bodies. You know, our body is a blessing that He gave us. Yeah. So, you know, taking care of our body is one of the biggest ways we could just show love to Him, and give Him the glory. So I feel like it's just important to take care of yourself. And plus, like, if you love yourself, you're gonna take care of yourself.
Exactly.
You know? Not saying, you know, you don't love yourself if you don't take care of yourself, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what's one thing you learned from that AAU?
From AAU?
From that AAU team and season.
Yeah. I want to say that I realized that there's always going to be someone faster than you. And it's not to say like, you know, obviously there's the fastest man in the world. And at that time, no one's faster than him. But that doesn't mean stop working. Because at the end of the day, we're all on like a scale of someone being better than you and someone being worse than you. Yeah. Everybody has to keep working because at some point, the person who's worse than you might catch up to you. You might catch up to the person better than you, and so on and so forth.
That pray.
So, exactly, like it's like a chain of. I
was gonna say the food chain.
Yeah, I don't know, the chain of food, like the food chain. It's like the food chain, like literally eat or be eaten. Like if you don't want nobody to catch up to you, you gotta grind. You gotta go hard. And if you don't grind and go hard, they gonna catch you, and you're not gonna reach where you want to go. So that's definitely a key thing to remember for me.
And what kept you motivated?
God. I went through a lot, like come senior year and the junior year, family stuff and stuff, and ultimately, I don't think things would have been the way they are today if I did not decide to just give my life to God. Like, and I shout out my grandma and my mom for that. You know, during that time, they kind of like were really. It's when I needed them the most, and they came through. You know, they always told me to just talk to God about it. You know, they always gave me prayers, and ultimately, I could see how, you know, influential they were in my life and how important it was to just be faithful for them and how it helped them. So it made me want to do the same thing. And ultimately, you know, giving my life to Christ November 2nd last year. Actually, no, November 2nd, 2024. Yeah, 2024 was when I got baptized. So that was the day I just gave it all to God. And, you know, it's a battle, but I'm blessed to be here. And He's helping me all the way through, so I feel good.
He still is.
He always is.
No, I love that.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, I love that.
Thank you, Jesus.
So what was it like getting baptized?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. It was everything you would think it would be. Like, I don't know how to explain that better, but getting there, it's like you have that conscious decision of what you want. But I've realized sometimes you gotta let go of what you want and just let life or let God give you what you need. So when I got there, I realized like I have to let go of my sins. I have to let go of my past life. I have to let go of depression. I have to let go of sadness and other things that hurted me, and just give it to Him. And in that moment of going under the water, coming back up, I just felt renewed. Obviously, what I've done before is still there, but it felt like a clean slate.
Yeah.
It felt like a restart. Like God is giving me another chance to just be be His son. And ultimately, that's what we all need. We all need some time where, do we just remember God is still and will always be there for us.
So to someone watching who wants to get baptized, what advice or what would you tell them?
I would say, if you're thinking about getting baptized, that means you recognize God in some way, shape, or form. I would say pray. Just talk to Him. Talk to Him like how we're talking to each other. That's all He asks of us. Speak to Him of what you need, and He'll give you the understanding. He's going to be there for you. He will respond to you. It might not be right away, and it may be right away, but you have to be patient because He's there. And, don't give up on Him because He will never give up on you. And I think if you're thinking about it, it's something that you have in your heart. It's there for a reason. You don't just think about things just because, it's in your heart for some way, for some point, So yeah, go for it. Go get baptized.
I love that you got baptized and that you gave your life to Christ. I love and respect that so much.
Thank you.
I got baptized as well, so I know that feeling.
It felt good,
But thank you for sharing that and telling them about it.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. So how was being homeschooled and then finding a school to run for?
It was quite easier than I expected. Before I guess AAU, I was already thinking about. I came into Tallahassee homeschooled, so like I wasn't really thinking about where I wanted to go to school, but I did know I needed the school to compete at. And meeting coach, you saw that. Goodness, but like, yeah, meeting Coach Nance, he gave me an opportunity to come run for him at his school that he was already coaching at, Ricketts High School, which you may know for what they're doing right now. Shout out to them, go Raiders. And he gave me that opportunity. He told me he would get me right, give me the training I need, the preparation, so I can go to college. And that was my zone school to go to. And I got to go run there. I started training with them. We started training I want to say the start of school, which was September. So technically we hadn't stopped running since AAU. So we went AAU straight into the school year, and we had been training since then. And that was off season. And we did all that. We did a lot of workouts, hard workouts, a lot of sweat and tears, literally crying, I must say.
What was making you cry? How were the workouts?
Oh, I wasn't crying. I wasn't crying.
You do everything.
My teammates was crying. Nah, I cried a few times out of frustration. I think when you really love your sport and you're working hard for it and things aren't going how you want them, or you actually are happy with how they're going, you form tears, you form strong emotions. That's all I was feeling. Just strong emotions about what was going on. There was days that it was really hard, but I wanted to get through it so bad, and I had to. And there was days, everything just felt perfect. My legs was hurting, but it felt perfect. I was tired, but it felt perfect. Just a blessing to even be tired in your sport.
So what did they have you doing?
Well, Coach Jabari, he had me doing different. We had repeat 200s every Tuesday. He would give us random 450s, which is okay, listen. In track terms, outside of the 400 hurdles and the 800, the 400 is one of the most physically demanding events in track and field. You have to be physically strong and mentally strong to run that. And we would do it as a practice. Plus an extra 50. Some days he would give us broken fives, which is a 300 plus a 200. And these would be fast. It wasn't no game. Don't let him take me to the hill. That was my weakness, I must say.
Running up a hill?
Girl, running up a hill. He would literally make us run 150 meters up a hill. And this wasn't no I'm talking about, it was
Oh.
I used to throw
I would like that though.
Huh?
I think I would like that.
I did. The grind was,
Yeah.
it was perfect, but it hurt really badly. After them first three, he'd be like, good job, Eric. It would slowly decline because you're tired, Me, I literally like always caught a headache running up the hill. I don't know why, but like I just wasn't able to finish the hill. And like there was one day we had practice and I finished the hill and coach was really happy. Like that made his day because I never could finish the hill.
Oh.
That hill and me, we had it out. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's a steep hill. I couldn't get it.
I faced something similar, but like, in basketball terms.
Yeah.
So when we have to run a down and back, maybe like 2 times or 3 times, somewhere in the midst of that, like I'll be cool with the first down and back, but it's like I know I have to keep going.
So you hit that, you get back, and now you're like, dang.
I gotta go back
You
again.
gotta go back again? Yeah. Okay.
It's like that mentality I get into. It's like, dang, like I have to finish it out, but I'm stuck like literally in the middle.
Yeah.
Do you, like
stop here?
Yeah.
But ultimately, like it's for the betterment of you.
Yeah.
So
But
it
is
makes
that
you go.
something similar that
For sure.
facing track?
I
Like y'all are
literally-
almost at the finish line, but it's like you're right there and you're like kind of slow, but you're
Yeah.
almost there. Like,
and you just gotta fight it out. Like there's really days
mental.
where like it really is mental. Like that's when the mental battle comes in. I'm a mental person. I'm always thinking about things. So like, for example, today when we had the broken sevens, the first rep was easy. 300, 200, 200. Second rep was a lot more tiresome. And I think it was my first 200. I was thinking about just stopping. But then I'm just like, but if you stop, you're not gonna be better.
yeah.
You stop, you're not gonna be a dog no more. And some days you gotta take that dog title away from you. Some days
Why
I
do
be
you
like,
think that?
cause you gotta be humble. So as much as I'm like, yeah, I'm a dog, there's some days I'd be like, that wasn't dog mentality of me to do, or I'm not acting like a dog as much as I say. And you just gotta keep it real with yourself. Sometimes you don't got people to keep it real with you. Sometimes you gotta be the realest person you know.
No, you're right. Nay. No, that's
Yeah.
for real. That's for real. So how did the rest of your season go?
Well, it started off slow. Like that first meet, I ran like a minute 3. I won that like race, but it was still a slow time. And that's when I realized like I
A
would
minute
rather,
and 3 seconds?
A minute 3 seconds in the 400 hurdles is slow, especially as a senior, when you're expecting to run like 55, 56, like and below. Like really, elite hurdler in the 400 hurdles as a high schooler would be like 54s, 53s, and I got to 56 by the end of the year. Thank God. Now I'm trying to hit 51s and 50s, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it started off slow, and I was running like a minute 3, and that's when I realized that I would rather have a fast time than win the race. Like I would rather drop 54 and lose than drop a minute 3 and win. Because it's like winning doesn't mean everything when you're not being better.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things you got to really sit and think about, especially in individual sports like track, even though it's a team, thing, but when you're running, it's you versus whoever else is next to you,
Yes.
But yeah, so after that, it got better and better. And I correlate it, and I give the glory all to God. Like, I really was taking my faith serious, and I feel like he was rewarding me with a great season. Like, literally, when I say every meet after that, I PR'd, meaning I dropped a faster time every meet after that. Like, I went minute 3, minute 1, 59, 58, 57, 56. Then it was like 56 faster and faster. And that was just my season. It hit, we did good. We went to these big meets like UNF, University of North Florida. They had a relay meet. This was like River City Relays. And we got there, and I ran 400 hurdles in front of a whole bunch of college coaches, which is like a blessing. And that was the meet I dropped 59, but it was a PR, and I was happy about it.
Yeah.
And I won in front of all these coaches against all these other athletes from all over Florida. So it was just good to feel, see the progression. And then after that, we had a lot of the regular meets. But yeah, outside of track, sometimes you gotta remember to have fun too.
Yeah.
Being with my teammates, my best friend, Damari Bowie. Look him up, he's tough. Just being with him, grinding. Literally, we would just take walks and talk about track, like every day. We lived in the same like apartment complex, so every day after practice, we just come back and walk and talk about track, like, and that was our fun. We played Roblox. Grown men playing Roblox. Oh well. Yeah.
Aren't you a freshman?
I'm a freshman, but I'm still grown. Like,
Okay.
we 19 now.
Who's we?
Well, I'm not auntie status. Auntie status. But yeah, Roblox, we used to play that. We used to go go out to little events, go out to parties and stuff like that.
I thought you ain't party. I thought you was a homebody.
I wouldn't say parties. A few, like, it would be like team parties. So these don't count as like going out. Like, I didn't go out. I didn't go drink or nothing like that.
Student athlete right here.
We're a student athlete. Like, I would stay in the house, and if we did go out, it would be like, let's go to like the Christmas parade, or maybe we'll go to like a team party, or every now and then we'll go to like a friend's party.
Okay.
A little house party.
Calm.
Something calm, you know, pull up with a calm little fit.
Yeah.
Throw the chain on or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, have fun outside of track. Don't let it like control you and be all you are.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was pretty much it. The senior season went well. Yeah, that was really good.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
So you competed in front of coaches, college coaches. Did you receive any offers?
I didn't receive any offers off of like competing in front of them alone, but it was a gateway for me to talk to them. Like the College Edward Waters, which is it's a D2 HBCU if I'm not mistaken. They were there. They were there, and you know, I got to meet them. One of the coaches up there. Shout out to them. Actually, no.
Oh.
Go Barry. Barry bucks me up. What am I talking about? But yeah, like straight up, like you know, I talked to them. I talked to a few schools back home in Wisconsin. Beloit College, I was one of them. They're D3. Just different schools I was able to like communicate with. You know, a lot of emailing, a lot of texting, and there was a lot of schools that did not get back to me. And that's just the reality of trying to get to the next level. Like, you know, coaches, they're not always going to talk to you. They're not always going to be interested. But you know, the better you hold yourself, the character you have, the better grades and GPA you have, you know, the better athlete you are, it all comes to play, and eventually they see your light. Luckily for me, Barry University gave me that opportunity. Coach Kevin Padine.
Because you reached out to them.
Because I reached out. I emailed him. I called him, actually. He told me, you know, what he could do with my time, that he was interested. And off of that, you know, he told me the scholarship I'd be able to get. And over like a month span of him and my mom having long conversations, it was official that I wanted to go there, that this was home. And here we are. You know?
Yeah.
I love it here, bro.
Aw.
I love Barry, man.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Wait, we're the Buccaneers.
We the Buccaneers. I mean, but we say, you know, Barry Buck. We say Barry
I think
Bucks.
it is Barry. You know what? Forget it.
My fault, Barry. Nah, but yeah.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope.
I love Barry, man.
So my college process, like me trying to go to a school, I had to reach out a lot too. Didn't hear back at all.
It sucks.
Yeah. But then, like, it's not really about me right now, but I ended up going to a school because I knew the coach already. He just took me. But that was JUCO.
Okay.
So coming out of JUCO, I had to find a 4-year.
Okay. Did you do your full 2 years at JUCO?
Of course, yeah.
And this was by the name passed the law where it was like 2 years JUCO and then 4 years.
Nah, the law was passed already.
It was already passed?
No, actually, it wasn't.
Oh, so, but once it passed, you still got your 4 years, right?
I think I got more eligibility.
You got more eligibility, so you had those 2 years, and then you had 2 years here.
1 year here.
1 year? Oh, so you got 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not about me. It's not about me.
But what's she doing next? That's what we want to know.
Stop.
We're gonna get that to later.
But yeah, so you know, I went to JUCO thinking I was gonna get an offer, but no, same process again, having to reach out, this and that.
Yeah.
So I already know what it was like for me mentally, not knowing what's next, if I was even gonna continue my education, let alone play the sport. How were you feeling while you were reaching out to these schools, trying to get looked at?
Man, it was scary. I kind of was really late too, which is a bad thing for me. I started reaching out pretty late. Most people reach out like their junior year, but again, I didn't even know if I wanted to be a track athlete junior year. So, you know, senior year, it was pretty late, and I'm just reaching out to colleges, and a lot of them unfortunately were saying like how interested they were, but they were full on roster spots and stuff like that, and it was just late, late in the season where they didn't have any more funding, which might have been capped. Who knows? But maybe they were telling the truth. Who knows? But the point is, it was scary because the idea is, what if I don't get to go run? Luckily, I got a scholarship from Edward Waters. UNF was willing to take me in for, well, it wasn't a scholarship at the time, but they were saying
you could get a scholarship
eventually. Yeah, stuff like that. So those options were good, but I didn't want to risk that. And Barry just was straightforward with me. They let me know how life would be on campus, and it just felt like campus would be exactly how I'm living now, honestly. Like, again, I'm a homebody. I go to class, go to practice, and go back home. That's literally all life is.
And eat Skittles and
cookies.
cookies.
I eat Skittles and cookies, like, daily.
Do you ever eat a full meal?
No,
Can you?
I do. It's actually weird. Like, I used to be a heavy eater. Like, I could eat like 5 plates back in the day. Now I really be full off of like 1 plate of pizza, and that's like 3 pizzas.
Wow.
But like I could, I'll go get like rice and chicken from the diner hall. Might go get some potatoes and asparagus from the diner hall, some pizza, salad.
But you're eating healthy is the important
I'm
thing.
eating healthier now, which is good. Gotta really stay on that. College athleticism is a lot different than high school.
Yes, it is.
It is, man, boy, they be frying us.
Who's us?
Don't be frying you. You know they be frying you.
We're not talking about me. It's
All
not
right.
about me.
Wait till someone will have to interview you on your show, on your conversation. Like, we got to conversate you on your, like, I might be the one to do it.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So besides that, how's your time at Barry? Your freshman season, it low-key just started.
It did.
And you had a meet 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? Well, first, how was the fall semester? The preparation, the real
Okay,
grind?
the preparation was a ball. I cannot lie. Like, we trained we have a field we trained in all semester. And that was my first time getting, like, grass training. And ultimately, it really does help. It changes your mentality. You realize you got to work hard. You got to dig and, like, really fight for it. But training with the team, we used to have some hard workouts. We used to have 12 by 200. We used to have 12 200s in one day. I've never touched anything like that in my life. But we used to have them, and we used to get through them as a team. And, like, there was nothing better than getting through the workouts full of sweat. Everybody tired, but, like, we made it through as a team.
Yeah.
And it was a great blast. It was fun, tiresome. It was overall really well. And then, winter break came. Everybody went home. We had our own little training. I got sick over winter break. Called like that, like flu that came through randomly.
Yeah.
I was out for like 2 weeks, no training, and then I got back and it was rough. But I got back together, and then we came back to school. Mm-hmm. We were training, and then out of nowhere, I got hurt. So,
What do you mean out of nowhere? How do you just get hurt?
like, it was random. It wasn't expected, but it was like we were at practice, and the last thing I expected was to get hurt.
Yeah.
And basically what happened was we were doing this drill where we're getting over the hurdles, and in between the hurdles were baby wickets, which are like those little orange hurdle thingies. Little obstacle, the little smaller orange ones.
Okay.
So those were in between, and the idea was like it was supposed to help us imagine the steps between the hurdles. And we were doing those, and then accidentally, like, I stepped on one, and my ankle just shifted left, and it twisted really bad. And at the moment, it hurt really bad, and I was crying. Like, I don't cry ever. I'm tough like that. Like, I don't cry ever about pain, I say. So, like, when it happened, I think I was crying because it hurt, and also for the fear that I might be done for the season.
Yeah.
Because I've never been injured for real in that sense of, like, having, outside of the finger, like, I've never been injured in that sense for real. So I didn't really know how to feel. But yeah, thank God, he blessed me with only being out for 3 weeks. And in those 3 weeks, I wasn't able to train. But that cost me a lot. I couldn't run. I couldn't do anything. And in the end, it cost me my physicality, my stamina, my health. And I wasn't as strong or fast as I was before.
Yeah.
So getting back into it, it was rough. And we had to meet that week. And I went, and I didn't run good. And, yeah, it just took time and made me realize I got to get back on my grind.
Yeah.
But, yeah, after that meet, I realized I didn't do as good because I wasn't in shape. Then we had...
And you just came back from an injury. So.
Yeah, so, everybody was telling me...
Give yourself grace.
Everyone's saying give myself grace, but I wouldn't say I'm hard on myself, but I feel like I have to be.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I stay focused. Because, having high hopes and having high standards for yourself is always good. So I feel like that's how I am. But ultimately, I didn't have any training, and I just came off injury. So ultimately, I couldn't see anything else, in that time. But then we had another meet, and that race started off really well. I got out hard. I was good over.
Where was this meet at?
This meet was at Anson Track in Miramar, Florida, which is only like 45 minutes away.
It's not far.
Yeah, Anson Track is it's a professional track. They got like Mondo, which is like a specific type of grounding, like professional grounding, I guess. So it was really good to be there, and unfortunately, I got hurt there too. Yeah, I wouldn't say I pulled my hamstring. My hamstring got overly tight, in the race, and I couldn't even run, so I just kind of fell out. And yeah, that was a sad thing. But I was more frustrated about not being able to finish the race because I felt so good about it. But I didn't let it stop me. Stay focused. And I got back that meet from that meet, and I just stretched it out. Kept stretching the whole weekend. Been stretching ever since. And since then, my hamstring's been good.
I'm glad.
Thank you.
That's what we need.
So trying to get back, man. Trying to get back.
So what stretches do you do for it? Or you did for it?
So I did basically everything pertaining to the hamstring and the hips, because I've learned over time that your hamstring is it's your legs are one fine like tune. They all work together. So starting from your hips, if your hips are bad, your hamstring gonna be bad, and vice versa. If your hips are tight, your hamstrings are gonna be tight because they're kind of like all connected in a line. So like if you think about it, your body's one straight line. If something's not feeling right, it's gonna affect somewhere else in the line. So I had to do a lot of hip like relaxing exercises, a lot of hip opening exercises. Then I moved on to IT band exercises, which would be rolling out. That helps a lot. But then most importantly, a lot of toe touches. Whether that was static and moving constantly, or just slow, holding the toes, just standing there, just to see how it feels. A lot of flexion. So I would do a lot of glute bridges, not glute bridges, but single leg glute bridges to see how it's feeling. Different workout and exercises to do for it. Ultimately, it all came through.
Yeah.
I would say.
You good right now? So.
Yeah, I feel good now. This next meet gonna be a ball.
Where's this next meet at?
This next meet is our last and biggest meet. It's at Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach. It's our conference meet.
Ooh.
Might win conference. Who knows?
Yeah.
Freshman year might win a conference.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the goal. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
Me too.
You gonna be there?
No.
Oh.
No, only because of my schedule and stuff.
That's valid.
Honestly.
That's valid. It's a weekend though.
I do work on the weekends.
Oh, you do? We both
You
be
know
working.
we work on the weekend.
We work on
What?
the weekend. Boy, I forgot.
It's okay. It
Whole time I'm
happens.
supposed to be working too.
Nah, yeah. But no, go make history.
I got to, man.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the dream. That's the dream. But yeah, everything going from here on is just preparation for that day. It's a battle. God gonna take me through there. And then after that, just stay blessed. Give him the glory, win or lose.
Yes.
Regardless, I give him the glory.
Exactly. Amen.
Amen. It'll come. I feel like me being patient is my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I struggle with patience in certain aspects of life. Sometimes I tell myself, relax, bro. Just calm down. Let life happen.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Erick, for joining me with Ballerz Story and sharing your story and opening up about God.
Of course.
I appreciate that so much.
Thank you. I had time talking to y'all. I had time talking to you. It was a blast. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Let's wave bye.
Peace.
You know,
want me
wave?
Oh, you want me to wave too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ballerz, so much for listening to Erick's story. I hope you all learned a lot about him and his story because I did. But most importantly, I hope you all understood his message throughout his story. Stay faithful to the grind and allow his story to be motivation for you to keep grinding in your sport or whatever you do in life. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear more stories like this one. And most importantly, if you want to share your story or know a baller who should share theirs, fill out this Google form. Thank you, ballers. I'll see ya in the next video.